whatever it is that you want right now also wants you. And in order for this statement to make sense, we have to look and understand at the nature of our desire. So what does it mean when you have a desire? So this is the agenda. This is what I want to talk with you about right now. First of all, the big question is, how do you perceive your desires? Because you can perceive your desires from the premise of, this is something that I lack, that's outside of me, that's far away, that I have to work towards, that I need to suffer for, and then eventually I'm good enough to finally, that, life gives it to you. Or you see your desires, again, as your hidden identity, as something that is there. It also, quote unquote, wants you. It is available. That's why you even can desire it, because it is already in existence. And now your job is to make it natural and to shift in it, right? So we talk about that. We're going to talk about what you want wants you. I'm going to explain that to you in more detail. I want to share with you some quotes from Neville Goddard, because he also, basically stated that if you desire something, then this means that you already have this. It's already waiting for you patiently. Also, I want to illustrate to you what it means that, your desire is your hidden identity, meaning it is an unrevealed version of you that's in existence, but that you have not fused with, but that you can be aware of, you can desire it because it is already waiting for you. And how can you manifest this hidden identity, right? How can you reveal your desires and your goals and your desired version of yourself? So let's start with, how do you perceive your desires? And the question is, do you perceive your desires as something you have to work towards or work very hard for? Do you perceive your desires as something that, seems unattainable, far away, and is complicated to get? Or do you see your desires as something that is there to let you suffer, and so that you feel the lack of it? This is, very honestly speaking, how many people perceive their desires. People that are not aware of the law of manifesting, of Neville's teachings, when they have a desire for something and they don't know how to satisfy this inner hunger, so to speak, it can also feel like suffering, because you don't know how to fulfill that desire for yourself, and so you keep desiring it. You keep desiring it. The hunger grows. It's like you have, a hunger for physical food, and you don't eat for 3 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, 1 day, 2 days. I mean, the hunger just grows and grows and becomes unbearable. It becomes not really nice. So if you perceive your desire like that, like something that's hard, far away, that's there to make you suffer, indicating lack, indicating something that you don't have, right? Well, then that's one premise that you can choose. But the correct premise and the actually true premise is this, right? Something that is already available here and now that you have to reveal by identifying with it. And stay with me throughout this video. I'm going to show you step by step how you can start to identify with it and how you can therefore start to reveal it, aka manifest it, right? But I hope that this makes sense to you, right? Again, if you see your desire as something that you need to attain, that you need to work for, that you need to suffer for, that's far away, well, then that's one premise. If you see your desire as something, okay, that lets you know, okay, hey, listen, this is a state that wants to be expressed through you. This is available. This is an available parallel reality that right now wants to be experienced through you. Well, then there's nothing bad with having a desire. It's amazing. You can be very happy when you have a desire, because that means that whatever you do desire is in existence and ready and available for you to be expressed. But it needs your occupancy, right? You need to occupy that reality, that state internally, so that it's achieved within, and then your life can reflect it / mirror it back to you. So ask yourself, how do you see your desire? And if you saw them up until this point right now, in those 3 ways, then I invite you right now to change the way you perceive your desires and start to perceive them as gifts, as opportunities. We're going to talk about this right now. So you can only desire something that's already existent, right? It's already available within you. Your desires are nothing you have to strive towards, that you earn yourself, that you have to reach for, or that are separate from you. So any state, so let's just say there's someone that desires right now, way more finances. If you see that as, oh, I don't have them right now, you look in your life, you look into your sense world and you don't see that, and you really have this strong burning desire, and you don't inwardly, awaken the mood, the state, the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you keep desiring, and therefore, again, you start to strive towards it. You try rationally to think, oh, how can I reach this? What can I do? How can I get this? How can I reach this? For health, the same. For your relationship life and situation, the same. right? But if you actually understand that, okay, you could only desire this thing, this relationship, this money situation, because it is imaginable for you. It is a possibility for you. You can dwell on the wish fulfilled of that desire you have. Otherwise, you could not have the desire. So whatever you desire right now, you can exactly dwell on the wish fulfilled of what it would be like to have this. And that means that this desire is there. Otherwise, how could you feel it to be true? Whatever you feel to be true is so, is there, is real. So this is the key statement. One of the key statements of this video is that you can only desire something that's already in existence. And that's freeing, because creation is finished. Every desire that comes into your personal I amness, into your awareness, that comes up, that arises in you, is available, is totally doable, is possible. Otherwise, you could not have this desire, right? So your desires, that is how we can call them, basically. That's a really nice way to call your desires, is your currently hidden identity, or the currently non-occupied state. So it's not something that's outside of it, you need to get. No, it's in you and waits for you to occupy the state of having it, of being it. And then your life expresses that and shows you that, yes, you already got that. It's within you. But only once you've fused with it in yourself. Right? So your desires are already a part of you. Otherwise, you could not desire it, like I said many times. And I'm going to back this up right now again with a lot of Neville quotes, should the point not have come across to you already. So desires are basically invitations for new experiences. Right? See your desires like that. They're not there to make you suffer. No, they're invitations for something that is right now not manifested in your outside world, but that you can make manifest. That you can basically let harden into fact. Right? Remember Neville's statement: assumptions harden into fact, but they are already in existence. They manifest, they harden into fact when you dwell in the reality of already having it, of already being it. So the question whether it is possible or not falls away naturally, since you can imagine it. Because there are always people, I even just underneath some of my recent videos, I got like comments, have you manifested that? Have you manifested? And although, trust me, in all life areas that are imaginable, like all the main life areas, yes, I manifested things that are out there mainly that people also want. But even if I would not have manifested, one thing that someone wants, that doesn't mean that now, therefore, you can't do it. But the problem is that we always want this little encouragement, this little, oh, okay, this person has done it, so I can also do it. And I understand this. We take the same. I mean, this is this human, limited part of us that perceives things like that. But as long as you can imagine it, as long as you can feel in the wish fulfilled of it, it means that it's totally possible and doable for you. Otherwise, you could not imagine it, desire it, and dwell in the wish fulfilled of that particular state and desire. So it doesn't matter if someone has achieved what you desire or not, right? If the benchmark whether someone had already made it, there would be no progress in this world. And this is very important, right? Let's just say the iPhone that was, invented or first imagined and manifested and, envisioned from Steve Jobs. No one has done that before. So he could have also not sit there and be like, hey, has someone already made a phone with a big screen on it without a lot of buttons? No. He had it in his mind. He manifested it. It was his desire to reinvent the phone market, so he did. And I know this is right now a technical example, but think about your desires, right? First of all, everything that you do desire right now, probably you watching this video, all of these, desires, more business success, more money, relationship with a person, health, friends, a better lifestyle. I mean, all of that. Myself, people in the manifesting community, people that are in my program, people that maybe from society, whatever, have manifested that. So of course it's possible, but even if you have someone where you're not sure, if you can desire it, it means that this is something that is in existence and that you can manifest. So don't let the benchmark be if someone else already did it. Don't limit yourself. But start to become self-reliant so that you don't always need to ask people for permission. Also, Neville said this, don't ask anyone for permission. Boldly, consciously assume your desired state. There is nothing to fight for when everything you will ever desire is already within creation, aka consciousness, aka you. So when you understand that, again, everything is in you, you don't need to have the physical evidence of, flowing or abundant finances before you can start to feel financially abundant or feel a successful business owner or feel as having an amazing, really high-paying job. Same with the relationship. You don't need to wait until it's there for you to feel or to awaken the mood of what it would be like, to imagine something that implies you have it, to anchor yourself in that new state, right? You can do this right now. Don't wait for your 3D world, because if you wait, that indicates to the mirror of life that you're not it yet, and you will wait forever, because it first needs to be done within, and then your world can confirm who you are and what you are. So this is what Neville had to say about this, and then also definitely stay with me for this illustration about the hidden identity and how to reveal it. Right? So stop asking yourself whether you're worthy or unworthy to receive that which you desire. There are all these people that ask, first I have to feel worthy, first I have to change my beliefs, first I have to work through my blockages. I mean, although that is good and can help and can empower you, yes, but it's not required. You are worthy of everything, because awareness is infinite. Everything exists in awareness, and your true self behind your ego is awareness. And so every possible state is ready to be dwelt on, is already in you. Right? You as man or woman did not create the desire. Your desires are ever fashioned within you because of what you now claim yourself to be, aka every state comes with a new desire. So right now you are in this one state. Right now you are in a state. You're always in a state. So right now you, out of your current life circumstances and who you are right now, you have a desire to have this, to be this, to manifest this in your life, right? In money, health, relationship, and all life areas. So you have a certain desire. Once you manifest that, you are, and you align with that state, out of that state you will have new desire. Maybe then you have the desire to live somewhere else, or to move into a flat, or to do this or to that. So you always have new desires, but they always come to you. It's not that you sit down and you ask, what could I desire right now? It's not that you can force desires. They're given to you as like things that are available that in a sense your true self wants to experience through you. That's why you have the desire, and that's why it is available and possible for you. And this is one of my favorite quotes from Neville, where he said, to desire a state is to have it. You only need to understand this one sentence, and then the whole video already is a success for me, that you got what I want to bring across to you. Right? To desire a state, the fact alone that you can desire a state means that this state is available. Otherwise, you could not desire this reality, this state, this version of you, this thing that you want. So it is, of course, possible, and you already have it. But it is right now not natural for you. It's right now not the state you habitually dwell in, that you're identified with. It's possible, and it's there, and it's available. That's what we now got. But in the next slides, we're going to talk about how you can shift in it. So the universe is not outside of you. Look inside yourself. Everything that you want, you already are. And now let's talk about this illustration. This is also a really nice illustration, and Neville talked about this in lectures. And I want to explain this to you right now. This is about your hidden identity. So the current paradigm, most people, when they want to achieve goals, when they want to manifest desires, is that, they see themselves as, this static, separate, isolated, small, limited self. And then they see their desired circumstances, their desired self, their manifestations as, something that they can become over time, that is far away, that's outside of them, that's in the future, that they have to wait for and work towards. That's a paradigm, right? That's one paradigm, that you're here, you're this right now, and your goals are somewhere over there, and you have to work towards them. The new paradigm that I want to help you to instill in you in a positive way, right, is this, right? And it means that, so let's see this shift, right? So you notice something. What do you notice? Right? You notice that your desired self and your desired circumstances and your desired states, basically, whatever you want to manifest, the feelings and the mood of having that, of being that this is already within you, right? This is already in you, in your potential, right? So your potential is basically this piece of marble, and your desired self, your desired states, they are in you, in your potential, but you have to awaken them so that they can express. And now look at this sculpture, right? You can have two paradigms. You can have either the paradigm that he makes the masterpiece, so he works towards it, and he makes it and all of that, or he already sees in his mind's eye, in his imagination, he already sees that this sculpture is already there. So he already sees that, yep, this is what it would be like, and he simply reveals it. So from his perspective, the desired self, it is already there. You know, this desired circumstances and you know, the desired manifestation is already there, and he reveals it by just putting everything away that's not it. So he is focused on making alive what already is. I really hope you understand this. And yeah, we talk about this right now. So again, the main point is that, again, you don't have to try to become it. You have to accept and understand and dwell on the fact that your desired state, your desired identity is in you. What would it be like? How would this identity see the world? And by doing that, everything that's no longer in alignment with it, so to speak, will fall away. So all the marble here will fall away, and then your desired self will erupt, so to speak. But it's there already. You are it right now. It's in existence. Otherwise, you could not even, you know, be aware of the desire that you have. So how do you reveal your hidden identity, right? How do you reveal this unoccupied state? How do you manifest your goal? Very straightforward, okay? By assuming you are it right now. The goal is always, with every technique, with every method, whatever you apply, whatever you try, is that you bring the wish-fulfilled state into the here and now. Because the here and now is all you have. You never ever experienced a past or a future. Past and future are imagined. Or if you right now think about what you did this morning, what you did yesterday's evening, it's no longer there, so it's imagined, right? You can close your eyes and imagine what you did. And when is this happening? It's everything you ever experience is always happening right now. So when you want and make a new state alive within yourself, that happens right now. Don't wait for circumstances to show you something for you to feel a certain way. No, it's the other way around. You first feel, you first give yourself first that state of the wish fulfilled of what you want, and then your life mirrors that back to you. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is that you start to imagine something that implies that you are already your desired self. So let's just say there, you know, you have achieved your goal. You are now this version of yourself that you want to be, that has what you do desire, what you do want to manifest. What would change in your life? What would someone say to you? What would you say to someone? What would be different in your day-to-day life? What would you experience? And pick an act, pick a simple scene that implies that for you. Remember, these were the three main steps from Neville's teachings. He always said, know what you want, define the state, the goal, come up with a scene that implies you are now it. So what would happen afterwards? Who would congratulate you? What would you do differently now that this is in your life? And then experience that scene that anchors you in that state, that implies for you that now you have it. Follow this formula. There is nothing to wait, because every state is available right here, right now. This is this big problem. People always ask, okay, but how long will it take? When will it be there? How long will it take to my manifestation? If you still ask this question, you're still not fully getting the point, because this question should fall away as a consequence of you dwelling right now, right here, and already having your desire, and already being it. And when you are it, when you dwell in consciousness, in that reality where you are it, you cannot ask yourself, how long will it take? It is a done deal for you. So there's nothing to wait. Whenever you perceive waiting, hoping, seeking, looking forward, begging for it, whatever it is, become aware of it and maneuver back in the wish-fulfilled state, maneuver back in the end. So you are the operant power, you determine which identity and state you occupy, right? You are free to choose it. Every second of the day, you choose who you are, and that determines what we call the future, what the reverberant mirror, the echoing mirror of life shows you back next. So decide consciously who you are, decide consciously on which states you dwell within. And your hidden identity will start to be your visible identity, right? You will live from the new state. So that which, you know, is right now unseen to the world. Let's just say you want to be more financially successful, you want to be in the relationship or a relationship or this and that. Right now, this is unseen for the world. The world knows you as they always know you. But for you, subjectively, you can make something so real for yourself. You can subjectively persuade yourself that you are now this. And internally, you are already dwelling in this identity, in this state. And over time, because the outside world is sometimes a little bit more slow, it will also become visible for everyone else. And then your previously hidden identity will have become now the also externally seen identity. So here we have some amazing quotes, right? Desire is hidden identity. But like we discovered previously, it's an existing identity, an existing state, but it's hidden. What I want, I already have. This is the key thing, right? What you want, so to speak, wants you. You already have it. Otherwise, you could not desire it. So it wants to be expressed through you, but you need to align with it. You need to shift in the state of having it, of being it, right? Believing I already have it, it must appear. And this is the statement, right? Believe you have received and then you will. I made a very, very powerful video on this. I will link this one above right now. This is something that you should watch afterwards or tomorrow. Believe you have received and you will. And that is how you manifest your goals. So you are already that which you want to be, but your refusal to believe this is the only reason you do not see it. But because you always are double-minded, you always shift back. You don't go all in into the new state, into the new identity. You go in it a little bit, then you see maybe still some opposites, some old reflections from the world. You fall back, you take your cue from what is, and then you stay in a loop and you just waver back and forth. You don't fully go all in the new state, the new identity. So when the desire is upon you, that is the time to accept your wish in its fullness. Perhaps there are reasons why the urge is given to you at this time. Your three-dimensional being, aka your rational mind, right, may think it cannot be now because it sees no evidence. But your fourth-dimensional mind, aka in your imagination, in your inner world, this knows that it already is. It is already in existence, right? So the desire should be accepted by you as a fact now, not tomorrow, not in the future. No. Your name is I am. The law is I am. Whatever you put after I am, that is what your world shows you. Not I will be, not I hopefully get. No, I am now this. Right? Let the weak man say I am strong, and let the lonely person say I am now in this relationship. I now have this. Let the struggling business owner say I am now this. But it's not about saying it. It's about, again, awaken that mood, that state in you, literally being it within right now. And this is what I wanted to bring across in this video, right? But to come back to this illustration, just briefly, because I really want you to get this, right? See this piece of marble as like your awareness, right? So this is your potential, your awareness, your inner reality. And in your inner reality, in your potential, so to speak, there are all states that you could ever see out there are already within you, all realities, right? They are in you. You manifest from within to without. You first need to align yourself within to the wish fulfilled, and then it expresses. So when we imagine something, this anchors us internally in that state of being it. We know we have it, and then our world confirms it to us, right? And Neville has also a quote on this. You can find that if you Google it, basically saying that, you know, it's really like you are this block of marble, this potential. In you is every potential. But don't try to become it. Reveal it simply by seeing that it is already in you, like the sculptor that knows it is already so, and he reveals the masterpiece. And then you stop becoming someone that tries to make something so. You shift to someone that knows it already is so, and you simply need to accept it, so to speak, right? So this is it on this video. What you want wants you. Definitely let me know your feedback in the comments down below. I would love to hear if that makes sense, if you understood it, if there's still, you know, some little stumbling blocks that you perceive that weren't clear to you. Please let me know. I do my best to get back to some comments. So let me know. Let me know if you like this video. If you need any further help, you know, the two resources that I have is my free masterclass, at the same time my newsletters. So that's the first link in the video description, pinned comments, where you can watch a 30-minute straightforward video on how to shift some problems that people perceive, and also how I can help you. And if at some point you do feel that you want my help, you want to work with me, you want to be in contact with me, you want weekly calls, one-on-one calls, like-minded people around you, a structured system, a community, a proven system that I've now set up for years, and it's always producing amazing results for people, then apply for my program. I mean, I see this as like one of the best investments in yourself. It's not to buy from me, to invest in yourself, to understand these principles. And you can do that with me or without me, but you should understand this. And if you want my help, you can apply for my program if you resonate with me. If not, then not, right? So that's it from my side. Speak to you soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.